Hello, everyone. This is Alicia from I Am More Than Enough, period. Today's guest, and I'm excited for her to be here because this woman is a powerhouse. She is a spiritual coach, a master healer, an author of two books, and a speaker. Please welcome Cheryl Stelte. Hi, Cheryl.
Hello, Alicia. I am so honored to be here with you today.
Well, I am because I'm excited to hear like how you got started and all of the wonderful things you are doing. So let's jump right into it. So I said you are a spiritual coach. What does that mean?
What does that mean? Coach. It's I help souls on their spiritual journey. We are all souls in human form, and we are all here on a journey. And as a coach, I'm fortunate. I've done enough training that I can see energy in people. I can tune into them. But most of all, it's really about empowering others to trust their intuition, to gain the clarity that they're really looking for, and all the different ways to heal and to become empowered to move forward on their journeys in this lifetime.
I'm excited about that. I love, things like that. I started my spiritual journey 15 years ago, and this excites me. So when I heard that you are a coach and a master healer, and I loved it. I had to get in contact with you. So when did you start being a spiritual healer?
I started being my own spiritual healer 31 years ago, a
Okay.
long time ago. And it was through my own healing that it didn't take very long, and people started asking me for help on their journeys. And I remember it just started with some friends and some very close friends, and we would gather on Monday evenings at my place. I had a what I called my meditation room off my bedroom, and we would gather there, and I would lead meditations, and so I would be guided as to what we would need, and it was always around healing and empowerment. And it was, what really got me doing this was my own ending of my marriage. How many listeners out there have ended a marriage? It's a tough thing to go through. I had two children, so I became a single mother. It was
Yes.
very difficult. And I was actually led, I don't know if you want to hear this story or not, but I'll just keep it short. My second youngest brother uh, showed up his spirit. He was deceased. He had taken his life earlier, about a year earlier. And a friend of mine and I were on the beach one day, and she was doing some spiritual work on me. And suddenly his spirit showed up. And she'd never channeled anybody. And I had never had this sort of spiritual experience, not even close.
Mm.
So it was like, wow. And his message to me was to start meditating. And I hadn't realized that I was depressed at the time. And I was on antidepressants, and I had been for about 6 or 7 months. And within 3 months, I got off those antidepressants, never had to go back on. And I just thought meditation is my medicine. I would rather meditate every day than take those things that gave
Yeah.
me some side effects. So
Mhm.
that's what got me going, was my own need for great healing.
And you know what? That's so funny because that's how I started my, healing journey after my divorce. And I just had to say, this wasn't going to be my life, and I just started working on myself. So it's very interesting that we have the similar. It's similar, very journey. Okay, so I'm going down the list. So you are also a master healer. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes. And so, first, I just want to say divorce is often a catalyst for growth,
Yeah.
real catalyst for growth. We look at our lives and just like, this isn't working and I'm scared. What does my future hold?
Hmm.
Especially if we're responsible for other little humans.
Yes.
And so, yes. So, master healer, I think it's really bold of me to call myself that. I chose the title. It's like, and how many times on my journey, and let's just talk about the title of your podcast. You are more than enough, period. How many
Yeah.
times on my journey did I question myself? Who do you think you are? Or these feelings of I'm not enough, etc.
Hmm.
So for me, it's a real stretch to say I'm a master healer. I have done, and I call myself that because not only have I done years of trainings in multiple modalities, but I've developed my own modality, and most of my clients, if not all my clients who have done all sorts of different healing modalities with other practitioners, and they've done all the therapies, some of them for decades, 30, 40, even 50 years, say to
Hmm.
me, Cheryl, nobody goes as deep as you do. So
Wow.
I only really work with those, mostly women, who have done a lot of personal work and they want to go to that next level. They want to have that major breakthrough that really opens the doors to something new. And they come to a place in their lives where they all the past ways are not working for them. And they're like, there's something else here.
Hmm. Yeah, and you're right. You are absolutely right. So, Cheryl, how long you've been doing this?
Well, like I said, I started 31 years ago with my own healing journey, and
Yes.
then it was about a year later I started doing shamanic healing. I started going to shamanic. I went to a shamanic healing 4-day workshop and started to learn to heal people that way. And I just kept going. I have a diploma in acupressure. I'm a Reiki master, but the Reiki is so long ago, I don't even totally remember how to do the Reiki. I do, but I've just done so many modalities. And so to me, it's about, and I learned to go into my subconscious. That's what my healing was all about in the beginning. And so, even through the shamanic studies, even through acupressure, everything I've done, it's not what my left brain would tell me, but going into the unknown, what's
Mm.
hidden and locked in the subconscious. And so, when I say, people say, Cheryl, nobody goes as deep as you, it's because we go into the subconscious. And I heal healers. I have a client I'm working with right now who is probably in her late 60s, early 70s. And she's been a healer for years and she has all these certifications. And she says after our sessions, I would have never expected that. I had no idea that
Mm.
that was inside me, you
Yeah.
know? And so it's a discovery, and it's through the discovery of our pain that's locked in our subconscious that opens us up to our greatness.
Hmm.
And that's the empowerment piece.
We hide a lot in our subconscious, right? And then when we do healing work, that's when it comes out. And we are so shocked, like, wow, this is what was hiding. This is what I was suppressing. So, um, now do you have classes? Do you like teach people how to unlock the unconscious mind?
I sure do. I don't have classes per se anymore. I work with people who are, especially women, who are very serious about change. They really want change. And so I teach them how to become their own energy workers. So through the healing, I give them meditations. Um, I also have my own Azaria's energy healing certification program. So those are the classes, you could say. It's a full program where you can get certification to do the same type of deep energy work that I teach, and it's really so much about uh, helping you evolve as a human being on this planet, to really evolve spiritually. And then occasionally I will do um, through Eventbrite, I'll do one-off events of healing. And I'm always teaching. And so I have a number of different programs that I'm teaching through. And what I find so many people benefit from when they first meet me, a lot of people will sign up for a chakra reading. So how can I read the chakras? Well, I learned over the years to see them. And I teach others how to do chakra readings because they're just these energy centers that are so full of information. And the readings are always very, very detailed. You're going to get a lot of information, and it lets you know where your blocks are, what's holding you back, where is the energy stuck, and
Yes.
also where your superpowers are. Where
Mhm.
are you already more than enough, period?
Right.
Where is your light shining? So just that one time with somebody can give them so much information and guidance on how they can move forward.
Yes. I have one done, but can you explain what are chakras and the meaning of each chakra?
Oh, sure, I would love to. So the chakras are energy centers that run along the inside of the spine. The chakras are not in front of the body, people. For over a decade, I meditated on the chakras in the front of my body. And I will tell you, you don't get as much bang for your buck. Your time
Mhm.
invested, the centers of them are actually along the inside of the spine. So you focus with your eyes on the inside of the spine, and that's where you do the work. So they're energy centers, just like the meridians are energy pathways or energy channels. There's all the meridians run through the body, and the chakras are very, very powerful energy centers. And we have energy it's sort of like, if you think of a plumbing pipe, you might get a clog in your plumbing pipe, and it's dark energy. And so what I do is help people release that so the energy can flow again, and that's the light flowing through. So all the meanings of each one, I will tell you, give you the briefest summary that I can, and encourage you to find your own meaning in more detail. So the root chakra is all about safety and stability, feeling safe and stable in the world. It is the most important chakra to heal because all that energy from the root chakra rides up the spine.
Mhm.
And so we are beings of light. And the chakra system, there is always energy, love and light. The love and light of the whole universe is always coming in through the crown, down along the spine. The energy channels are known as the Ida and Pingala, or the Sushumna. It comes into the root chakra, and there are some chakras down below, and that energy goes up again. So most important to heal the root chakra. That's where you'll find you just get so much benefit from healing there, safety and stability. And once you become more safe and stable in the world, you feel that solid safety and stability. That moves that chakra into trust and faith. Trust and
Mhm.
faith in yourself, trust and faith in your own soul's journey, trust and faith in God, source, the creator, the universe. And the highest level of the root chakra is responsibility and accomplishment. And responsibility, not just as a human on earth, but as a soul. What did your soul come here to become and to
Mhm.
do? And what are we all here for? And that's a responsibility and accomplishment of that. And so the energy comes up to the sacral chakra, which is, so the root chakra is at the tip of the coccyx, the tip of the tailbone. The sacral chakra is just 1.5 to 2 inches below the navel, but on the inside of the spine. And that is all about ultimately creativity and divine creativity flowing through us. It's very much about those one-on-one relationships, especially with the mother. It's also sexuality, sensuality, passion,
Yes.
and really divine creativity flowing through us. So very, very important chakra. And the next one going up is the solar plexus, so in the upper abdomen, just below the sternum. And that's all about truth and power. And it's not just your personal truth and power, it is divine truth and power flowing through you. And truth is power. And then above that is the heart chakra, which is all about love and compassion. And the throat chakra, which is, it's about feeling seen and heard and expressing your truth, but it's ultimately about expressing your soul's purpose on this planet and to be seen by all for what you came here for. And the third eye is all about intuition and our inner seeing and knowing. And the crown chakra is our connection to the divine. Very important for this chakra to be open. And interestingly enough, the crown chakra rarely requires any work. It's often it's usually the most clear chakra.
And all the chakras have to be aligned, right?
Yes, yes. And they naturally are. It is, I see the chakras all the time. And I know a lot of people do balancing of the chakras. They balance the chakras. And it's not how I see them out of balance or in balance. What I see is where the obstructions are, where the subconscious blocks are, and where is the energy flowing well. It's rare to see a perfectly clear chakra. It's
Right.
so rare unless you're a saint. And it's really the chakras are aligned, they're along this energy channel. For them to be out of alignment, it would sort of be like, your liver moved over. Like, it's very, very serious. But I will tell you, I once had an experience with a woman. I did a chakra reading on her, and I go to her. So when I do the chakra readings, I often get the most important message from the universe that the person needs to hear. So I got that, did her root chakra and the spike of purpose, which is another whole topic. I get to her sacral chakra, and her sacral chakra is outside of her body to the right. And I'm like, this can't be. It's this must be impossible. I'm like, how did this happen? And I thought, what's happening here? Because I always trust what I see, and I'm feeling into it. And I just felt such pain, such grief and loss, despair. I mean, it was awful. And it was outside of the body, which I had never experienced in all the years I've been doing this. And I said to the woman, I've never seen this before. Your sacral chakra is outside of your body to the right. I said, what happened to you? And she said, I had an abortion yesterday. I was like, and she couldn't handle the pain. She couldn't handle the pain.
Yeah.
And so her subconscious just pushed all the energy out of her body. And I do see sometimes the blocks, especially sexual abuse, that will get pushed out behind the sacral chakra, or even early childhood pain of neglect, abandonment, that sort of thing gets pushed out the back of the root chakra. And I had done a chakra reading once for this woman. We did a trade, and she had been a psychic for decades. And we traded readings. And in her sacral chakra, I said, so her root chakra was very clear, but she had this pain outside the back of her sacral chakra. And I was pretty sure it was sexual abuse. And I just asked her about it. I said, "You've got something back here that you've pushed way into your subconscious, way out the back here of your sacral chakra." And I said, "You just don't want to deal with it." And she said, "I know." I said,
Mm,
"Well, this is your path forward. Without that, you're not moving forward anymore."
right.
And she knew exactly what I was talking about. She said, "Well, I guess it's time. Time to face that, time to heal it." And she had all the skills, but we're all still human, no matter how
Mm,
evolved we are. And she was a very evolved woman. So
right.
we may think we push the past out and away, but it lingers there because everything serves us in our growth.
Right. And the past will always come up if you don't deal with it somehow, some way, right?
Consistently, often consistently.
Yes. So when you do your work, or is it in person or virtual?
It's primarily all virtual. I used to do everything in person like many of us.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time COVID hit, I was already doing it all online. And so it didn't make that much difference to me. And so I work with people from around the world, Europe, it's United States and Canada, Europe and Australia. You can't hear me. You don't know what happened. Isn't that strange? I have it muted and it's saying everyone can see and hear me. Yeah, it shows my mic is on. You can't hear me at all. It just cut out. I don't know what to do. I'll click having issues. Can you see me? Hmm, I don't know what to say. I can't hear you now. I can't hear you. I can't hear you now. Yeah, I don't know.